Where are they?
They're probably upstairs.
They never answered the door. Oh, wait. It's Monday night.
They're on the second floor.
Hey guys, welcome back to Second Floor Sessions. Thanks for joining us again. I can't take the world. I can't take the prices. You know what I heard?
What's that?
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I watched the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch all of it.
I've not watched it. But I'm on some social media, and I've seen clips or scores or updates or whatever else. I did not watch any of it. And I heard that the ticket prices was like $5,000 for a basic seat.
Yeah. $4,300
I'm curious
for
to know
a basic seat.
I'm curious to know how much they're paying those kickers. That's what I want to know. Because they should have just lined them up on each end and let them kick field goals.
Absolutely.
See who make the most in four quarters.
Three quarters of field goals is all we had. So besides the game,
But that's all I know about it. Fill me in. What do you know?
Well, I didn't watch a whole lot of the game because I got really bored. But I couldn't believe. In the midst of all this, I started Googling what the cost was of tickets and food and drinks and all this other stuff at the Super Bowl.
I can't even take it.
I'm thinking, like, for me, if I go on a trip somewhere, I struggle paying a couple $1,000s to have a really nice trip. These jokers are paying $4,500 for some nosebleed seats at the Super Bowl. Do you know how out of line your life? Okay, now before I say this, you may have a lot of money, but I was reading also that people they'll do just about anything. They're that big of a nut for NFL football that they'll just about sell their kid to get a seat at the football game for the for the Super Bowl. So I just think how out of line you have to be with your finances to pay that kind of money. And then this Super Bowl was at California, of all places.
I put surgeries off for that kind of money. I'm not even kidding.
Okay, there you go.
Serious.
There you go. Exactly.
I would put maybe not life or death because you got to live.
I know, yeah.
I mean, any other kind of minor surgery.
Get a bone realigned or something.
Yeah,
I'll be all right. This wrist be looking like this.
Seriously,
I know what you
mean. I
mean.
put that crap off to not spend that.
So I look at that kind of stuff and I'm like, just for a couple. So you know how many seats is in the? Was at that stadium?
No, I do not know.
70,000 seats.
Okay.
70,000 seats. If you just do the average.
I can't wait to hear this.
Just do the average of per seat. That's $300 million. That's just the average. But you know how much the box seat is? You know what a box?
Let me guess. Take a guess. What was the average seat cost?
Take a guess.
What's the average seat cost?
$4,300.
$4,300 in a box.
But now we're talking about a box seat.
Box.
To rent that room out in a box seat.
$100,000.
You wouldn't be able to smell the air inside that room for that.
Oh gosh. Okay, so not
from the cheapest of $600,000 to the highest of $1.5 million in a box.
How many people can fit in that box?
16 to 20. And it says there's an executive.
So what does that come out to?
There's an executive that's like 1.8 that fits 32 people. So almost $2 million to fit 32 people.
So what was the other one? 1.6?
1.5, 600,000 that's probably your 16 box.
Okay.
And to 20 but it's 600,000 and $1.5 million for a box seat. That's
$37,500 a seat. God almighty.
Person.
What are they doing in there? Dental work and anything, surgeries, anything else you need?
When you're in there.
Good gosh.
But so take a guess. 50-yard line. What's 50-yard line cost? 50-yard line, not even in a box.
So your basics are like nosebleed, one end zone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Not even in a box. Would it be considered a? So 50-yard line can go way up, but are these lower seats or higher seats? Nosebleed.
This is an average 50. This is a 50 seat or a 50-yard line average. So there's going to be
I'm so ignorant to the Super Bowl process. Let's say $100,000 again.
No.
I'm way off.
Well, it's actually that would be a little bit too much. It's $20,000 to $40,000 per seat, and anything supposedly outside of from the 40 to the other 40, then it varies to like 15. So you're going 20 to 40 in the middle, and anything outside that, it just starts falling off on both sides. But you're towards the end zone, it goes back up. So it's like this gradual. In the middle, you're at the highest, and it goes down, and then it comes back up towards the end zone. It's really, really wild. So, but $20,000 to $40,000 now.
I'm like you.
One seat.
I'm like you. $1,000 to $2,000 for a vacation.
Yeah.
Is almost unbearable.
Yeah, I know.
For me, that I don't want to spend that kind of money.
They said that the loan rate, like people pay for this all year long.
Shut up.
All year long. They said like. Now I don't know how true this exactly was, but they did say that people put, like, if you go one time to a Super Bowl, they said people could pay 3 to 5 years on getting that loan paid back off just to go to a Super Bowl. Is that not nuts? I can't even imagine. When I sat at my house, sit there, and I was able to sit in my underwear if I wanted to. I could sit there naked if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I could do whatever I want. So,
if I can't have something to show for the money I've spent, I have a very hard time spending on it.
Me too. Well, another one will blow your mind. They had 200 premium burgers there. Premium burgers, they call them the LX, the LX burger. That's the 60th anniversary burger. 200 of them. $180 a piece for a burger.
What made them so special?
Beef shank. That's what you get. Beef shank and 2 buns. Beef shank, $180. Just off them 200 burgers is $40,000.
Does that come with fries?
No, you got to buy extra with that. Burgers is like, your average burger cost is $45. Your drinks are, $23 to $25 drinks. So, I just...
It's like going to the movies.
Yeah, just almost. I just can't see, like, even if I had a lot of money, there's no way that I would pay that kind of money to go to a Super Bowl.
No, I guess I don't love
so
it
the
enough.
but the what's really big now. So it said they said that they called it relief money that they got out of doing this Super Bowl. That California got $18 billion of relief money is what they got out of this Super Bowl. They called it economic relief from the Super Bowl. It was economic relief.
Where'd that money come from?
That's from the Super Bowl, whatever they generated. I don't know if that's from outside sales. I have no idea how they got that number, but that's
okay.
But the big thing is with and I'm sure that you've seen all the betting apps and stuff. So betting on these ball games, a lot of people lost a lot of money because they were not. Nobody was projected to watch 10 field goals.
No.
At the
you're
Super
betting
Bowl,
you're betting on touchdowns, and everything's a loss there.
Yes. So. Everything, was field goal. So a lot of money was lost, and the only people who gained was the betting.
Yeah.
The betting
bookies.
The guys. It was so
Vegas.
I did read that. The dude that streaked the field in 24 also.
But I bet people were putting bets on him like crazy.
So, you just wait. Fix and blow your mind. So, in 24, the Joker done it. He put a bet on himself. $5,000 bet himself. Guess how much money that turned him?
$5 million?
No, Lord, no, not that much.
500,000?
$110,000 in 24 is what he won off that. Had $42,000 in fines. So I mean, he technically he cleared $70,000 in profit that year after his ticket, after his fines, and his football ticket was paid for. Then they kicked him out.
Yeah.
So 2026 rolls up. He goes to Walmart and buys him a disguise. Goes into the Super Bowl.
Oh, so like he's been banned. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, he was banned. He was banned. So I don't know what they're going to do with him now. I mean, so now he bet $30,000 this go round.
Yeah.
For a return, and he put it to the minute. He bet the minute of when it was going to happen.
Oh heck.
Dude is smart. Yeah.
Well, you got people betting against that. I mean, you know.
You got to get against it and when it's going to happen, and he bet to the minute of when it was going to happen. He bet 30 G's this time and got almost $250,000. Got another $50,000 in fine, $5,000 ticket, and he said a $20 disguise. And he come out with like 170,000, 175,000 in one little instance.
That's creative. That's been, he made all that money that quick.
I don't know. Yeah, within 30 seconds.
I seen where some dude streaked across through there.
Yeah.
Golly. Nobody's ever thought of that. It's a perfect business decision.
Oh my gosh. And I seen where in one state alone was $60 million worth of money that was transferred within the betting apps. $60 million. That is just mind blowing to me. Tennessee they were only like 14 million or something like that in Tennessee that bet. I think I want to say it was like Wisconsin or something like that. I can't remember. It was an odd state. I was like, why in the world is Wisconsin? You figured like Washington or somebody else. That.
Well, you're a bunch of Packers fans up there.
Yeah, or New England. In New England. It was almost $60 million. I just think it's so crazy that people would spend that much money to go to this football game, to watch what you watched, which was just I felt like it was an absolute crap show for a.
It sounded like it was.
Yeah,
I don't know.
For a 29-13 with 3 field goals in the first 3 quarters.
So what happened in the fourth quarter? Tell me that.
Seahawks put 17 on the board, and then fourth quarter, Patriots tried to come on. They put 13 on, but it's a little late in the fourth quarter. Didn't score anything. Didn't score the first point till fourth quarter at like 8 minutes left. Put two scores up on the board. But I don't know. It's just I think it's ridiculous. You talking about this? The stuff that people would spend their money on. I got so bored. That's where I pulled most of that stuff from.
I wonder.
Was offline. I was just like, this is.
I wonder what the average Super Bowl ticket cost was 30 years ago. Or was it doing a Super Bowl 30 years ago?
Yeah, this is Super Bowl 60.
Oh.
This was Super Bowl 60.
I don't watch NFL, dude.
I don't either. And I watched it. I watched highlights. I watched highlights of it.
So I'm going to look that up. I'm curious to what we got right there.
Well, I think it's absolutely bizarre that people would spend that kind of money. Let me know what you guys. Would you guys go to the Super Bowl? I can't.
There might be somebody listening that did go.
Oh, I'd love to hear if somebody's listening to us that went to the Super Bowl.
Hey, I might know somebody. I don't even know. I probably do, honestly. There's probably somebody I know that actually went. I know people that's been before.
We're in a. I can't get my mind around that the way the economy is right now, and it ain't the best that it's just still not a thriving economy, no matter how you look at it.
Well,
spend that kind of money.
Whenever these kids get out of school and they're trying to make, whether they're leaving college or whether they didn't go to college, you know, some of them may have student loan debt, or some of them may, you know, just be trying to make it, you know, without all that other debt. But how in the heck can you, you know, used to, we could say, well, we moved out of mom and dad's, you know, and we were ready to go as soon as
I bought my
possible.
house in 2008. When I graduated high school at 18 years old, I bought my house.
Well, okay, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting. How is this next generation, or this generation coming up, supposed to be able to afford that when they got to pay $2,000 to rent an apartment? How can they save money to even buy a house? You gonna rent the rest of your life?
Most of them are living with mom and dad.
I mean, I refuse to rent. I just absolutely refused it.
I don't think renting's a bad thing. I really do not.
I couldn't stand to put like I said, I'm big on having something to show for it.
I get it. I
guess that's probably part of me. Is why.
Okay, if you wasn't the mechanic that you are, and if I wasn't the mechanic that I am, and the hands-on kind of person I am,
yeah,
the plumbing work that I could do, the electrical work that I can do, all the ins and the little odd and end stuff that we can, the stuff that we can do, renting would be for me. If I had to call, for instance, my cousin told me.
Yeah.
He told me. He said, he owns some rental houses. They told me that their renter called and said they got a mouse. And he had to go figure out why these people, I mean, I think these was probably 30, 40-year-olds, that these people, he had to go figure out why they had mice. And she thought it was because of a little hole in the kitchen cabinets.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't think about the cereal that's down here, and the oats that are down here, and all this other stuff that's in bags and boxes. It's not in like plastic containers and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like they've never. I'm like, how are you 40 years old and you don't realize that'll cause that if you don't do something with it. But going to the renting thing, you just pick up a phone and call the landlord. Hey, I've got a light bulb out in the bathroom. Change the freaking thing.
Well,
Change the freaking thing. Well, we don't have light bulbs here. Go to the freaking store and get them. I mean,
you know where that comes from, right?
Where? Please tell me.
Who raised them? They obviously have never seen anyone try to catch a mouse. They've never seen anyone change a light bulb.
I can't.
Think about it. I mean, really, seriously.
But I'm just saying that's why people rent.
Well,
if you're gonna call somebody,
maintenance free. You got to change your light bulbs in your own lamps. I got news for you if you're renting.
Well,
you know, I mean, now they may come in and do some kind of rodent or pest control stuff, you know, but I mean, you're going to change your own light bulbs no matter what.
I know that.
You can call your tenant to wipe your butt too.
I'm sure they probably would. I could get on if they take care of you like that. If the landlords take care of you like that, why would you not? I don't want to have to crawl up underneath my house when I've got a toilet flange leaking and fix it.
Yeah.
But I do, you know. Faucet's leaking. Fix that. You know. Shoot, you call the landlord. That's why you rent.
These prices have changed so much.
What we're talking about? You talking about
for
what? Oh,
the Super Bowl stuff. Yeah,
okay.
I'm looking up all kinds. Okay. Anyway, it's insane all over the board.
Well,
through the years.
Well, and also the whole, you know, now that things are so high that, like, you know, renting. Okay, if you rent something, there is nothing in that house generally that you have to buy. If you go to a house, it's you know, you'll have your stove, you'll have your dishwasher,
appliance-wise,
all your appliances. Generally, you have washer and dryer. Most houses. Well, there's nothing you have to worry about. Your fridge goes out, you call. Your HVAC goes out, you call.
Yeah.
So, you know, your HVAC unit. How much is an HVAC unit? 5,000 on the cheap side, 5 to 8,000.
I don't know. I'm about to find out, but I don't know.
So 5 to 8,000. If you got a decent sized house, it could be close to $10,000. So that's the advantage of renting. But I think a lot of people also rent because they can't afford a $500,000, $500,000 home.
Yeah. Or if you have thousands of dollars in student loan debt, then maybe you can't get a loan.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah. Student loan debt. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So
What?
I have a few people in my family that go for it, for college. College or bust. And I was absolutely floored when someone in my family, not going to mention any names, they're 50 years old and still paying on
Student loans?
student loans.
Shut up.
I'm not even kidding. And I said, well, how does that even work? I said, we're talking 4 years of school and you're still paying at 50 years old? You not have any sort of grant? You ain't got nothing? They didn't give you nothing? Did they make you? You must have had to pay them double to go to school or something.
Has he done anything since then?
What do you mean? No, he's been in the same exact...
Working.
No,
I'm talking about making money.
Yeah, he makes money. But still...
Been putting it towards that.
Well, I don't know. It blew my mind. But where I'm going with that is...
You pay a house off in less than that.
I know that. No joke. I know that.
Good Lord. What is he, a doctor? Vet?
Therapist.
Whatever it is.
Therapist. But...
Okay.
And we have to have those people too. I didn't go to college.
Same.
You didn't go to college.
Yeah, you know that.
I
Y'all know that? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, well, we didn't go to college.
Yeah.
Didn't
even try it. Didn't flunk out.
I just think like the guys, because our teachers they pushed it down our throats, or I feel like they did. You better go to college. You better go to college. My tech teachers did not, but everybody that was in that high school shoved it down my throat that you needed to go to college. Did they?
I probably didn't care enough to hear what they had to say, honestly.
Well, I was just always that's what everybody ever told you. You need to go to college. You need to go to college.
So you remember when you signed up for high school classes when you were going to high school out of middle school?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
That
Well, you had to pick your classes that you wanted to take. You had, you had to elect what classes you wanted.
Okay.
And you could take a university path, a tech path.
Oh, tech path. Yeah.
You could do all those different paths.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Well, I didn't until my senior year.
Okay.
I had everything I needed up to before I started my senior year to go to a university path. I took my foreign arts classes, whatever. You had to have so many math and science.
So
biology.
you took the university class.
I did up until my senior year, and I decided,
I did not know that.
boy, I hate school enough to where I don't want to do this anymore. And then I started not taking as many.
I thought.
But I can't remember if somebody pushed that on me or not.
Oh,
my mom and dad were probably like, you ought to go to college or something. And then, I don't know. But
I do remember, and I even people in my family, they were like, "You need to go to college. You need to go to college." Well, it takes all different kinds. That a guy you grew up with, a guy I went to school with. The teacher told him that he was going to be a failure.
Mm-hmm. I know who you're talking about. You've said this to me several times.
Yeah, but he's going to be a failure. You ain't going to be nothing. You'll be working for me, or you'll be working for somebody your whole life.
Yeah.
The dude is the most successful. Many guys that Michael, Cody,
Matt,
Bill, all these guys that are absolutely
blue collar.
Well, even Dustin. All these guys that are succeeding in life didn't go to college. They're excelling. And I look back at one in particular, and I'll tell you later which one, the teacher I'm talking about.
I know which teacher.
Well, okay.
History, right?
Well, that's one of them. But the one, yes, the one that was with Cody. But I look back and I'm sitting there thinking, and it's not all about how much money you make now. I mean, it is to a certain extent. But I look at it and I'm like, that dude is putting down in 6 months what you're putting down in a year. That, at school, I mean, he's putting down, he might be doing it in 3 months. These guys are putting up money that's, so to tell those guys to push this stuff down their throats, that we've got to have this, you've got to have this, you've got to have this, that is a bunch of BS.
Oh, absolutely.
That is so much BS, because that is not even, there's no, I mean,
so let's take
you're a manager of a shop.
Yeah.
And it didn't take nothing to, I won't say it didn't take nothing, but it didn't take a piece of paper to get there.
No.
But
it didn't.
I just find it so hard to believe that but the guy, I just wonder, some of the people who chose that university path and went to school for 4 years,
I know.
Is it paying off? Because I'm not paying student loans.
I know some that are, like that we went to school with.
Okay, that are okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know many.
And I'm sure there's some that isn't, but I'll tell you this. So let's assume what you're getting at here, which is, let's get this straight. He's not saying, or we're not saying, college is a scam, because it could be for some, and it might be different for others. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead. I still think it's somewhat.
You think it's never paid off for anybody?
No, it's definitely paid off for some, but
then
it's
you
still,
couldn't call it a scam then,
because
it could scam some people, but ideally, I mean, the entire thing is just not a scam in general, because it has paid off for some. So let's say we're not saying that, but what we're saying is, you ain't got to go spend all this debt and time and doing all of this.
Yes, you do not have to.
You can go ahead and you can still make a good living. Successful living doing it without it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
But let's say, for just a second here, a little bit of role play, if you will. Let's say that what you're saying isn't true. Now this is kind of how I view it.
Okay.
Let's say what you're saying isn't true, and college is great. Woohoo. Okay. And if you go to college for whatever, there's a million things you can go to college for. And we're not talking like technical college here. We're talking, bachelor degrees and whatever, associate degrees and stuff like that. So, more of your office and those kind of jobs and type stuff. So, let's say you do take that path and that's the way you go. And you get your degree, you get out, you start working, and then you got this guy who doesn't, who just goes to work, okay? Now, this works out, and you are making a bunch of money. This works out, and you're making a little bit of money, okay? And let's say it's not, the way it is right now. And think about that guy who maybe he works for a place for 10, 15 years or whatever, and he's finally paid off his student debt, and he's doing decent on making money now or whatever, and maybe he does have an apartment, whatever, still. Don't have a house. But he's been successful enough within like 10 years, pay all the debt off or whatever else. And maybe I'm totally wrong about that, and you can pay the debt off in no time. And the dude that you're talking about is just terrible. But anyway, let me keep going
Okay.
real quick. I'll end this here in just a second. So let's say all that's right, though. So this guy's here and you're here, okay? But maybe this guy's got a home because he decided to buy a house instead of rent because he's not trying to pay 2 loans, right? So maybe he's got a house, so maybe that gives him a leg up already. Maybe it's not as nice as this guy's going to be able to buy. But think about, if you're making all this extra money and you're making this much money, but think about all the other skills and different things you learn here. So I've got this house, my pipes mess up, I replace them. I've got this house, my electrical messes up, I fix it. I've got this car and it tears up, I work on it and I fix it.
Absolutely.
This guy has shelled out all that money to have somebody else do it because he's never learned anything.
Absolutely. Right.
So even assuming that theory could be the way it's, pushed down your throat.
That's where I was going
it's
with all
wrong
that.
in that even.
Because even that you make this much money and I make this much money. This dude that makes this much money spends this much money on fixing,
repairs that don't know
doing
how to do.
everything that he has no idea what to do, and then it puts you right back in the same
Category to start with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So
Even saying that this blue collar job can't go here,
Right.
which obviously they can,
yeah,
and they do
absolutely.
fine.
Well, that's another thing is the young folk. They have to. I mean, if some young guy comes working for me, I can tell you he ain't gonna be put at the top right off the rip.
No.
We didn't start at the top.
Nobody will.
Nobody's going to start at the top. But you can't sit there and even work at a
They
place.
expect to be.
I know they do.
That's
But you
the
can't
problem.
sit there and work in a business even for 5 years and think that you should be at the top. I don't even know what world you live in that you think that that's even correct. I believe there is a ladder that goes up with the business after 5 years, but you can't go in a place and expecting to make what the dude that's been there for 30 years.
They're not going to look at the other employees that they have and go, sorry, man,
Yeah.
I'm going to put this other guy in front of you. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
No, I know that, but that's what they.
It's
But
not
they
gonna happen.
expect that. Why do they even expect something like that? That just.
I will blow your mind. I'm going to blow your mind.
I please do.
You've been throwing all these numbers at me. So
Please do.
I'm not. This
I'm
ain't
ready for
numbers.
it.
This is society. This is going to blow your mind about this. Okay.
Yeah.
The world we live in, I think what I'm about to tell you is unheard of. Don't exist. I caught a unicorn this weekend, or this week. This week. Okay.
I've never seen one.
I found one.
Dang.
Okay.
Okay.
Seriously.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Okay.
So, I'm working one of these days this week, and I have this kid walk in. Comes in, he's got an appointment to get an oil change, actually. So he comes in.
You say kid, as in we're talking like 18 or like.
I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
I'm gonna get there. This should give you hope for humanity. This should give everyone hope for humanity. Okay. So, this kid walks in. The girl I work with actually knows him. Hey, how you doing? You know, and she was like, he's got an application. So I just waited around there until he got done getting written up for the oil change that he was there for. So this is a 19-year-old kid. By the way, I hired this kid, and I don't really even have a spot for him. I did it knowing from a number standpoint I didn't need to do it, but from a possibility standpoint, I was like, man, I need to do this regardless. Like, I'm throwing everything out the window to take a chance here, to see what kind of kid this kid is, right? Well, after interviewing and talking to him, and this obviously after that's when we decided on something and I hired him. But 19-year-old kid, he's a youth pastor at a church in Knoxville, and works at a drug coalition in Middle Tennessee 2 days a week. He was looking for a 4-day-a-week job that would work with his schedule.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
Now, is that not unheard of? When I shook his hand, good handshake.
Yeah, good firm handshake.
Matter of fact, sitting in the interview, which was probably 30 minutes long of me and him talking,
Right.
I stopped the interview and told him the story of you and Neil at your interview at Matlock's.
Oh, really?
I sure did. I stopped him in the middle of it because it reminded me so much of it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
That's pretty good.
oh yeah, that ought to give everybody some kind of hope
Oh, yeah.
that there's somebody out
Well,
there
it's
that
funny
is
that you said hope because
driven and trying to do right.
because sometimes as a Jesus believer, I went to church Sunday, so good. I went to my sister's church, and my brother-in-law and my nephews was getting baptized, and and this is the whole reason. That's where I'm going with this is for hope still. And I looked at this church, and it's a pretty good sized church. It's a 400 to 500 seater. You know, it's a pretty good sized church.
That's massive to me.
Well, no,
Go ahead.
yeah, that
I
is
said
big.
to me,
Yeah, that's big. Like my church is 100 to 150. You know, at max.
that's pretty good size.
But the church absolutely blew my mind. The pastor was amazing. The service was amazing. The music, what got me was the kids. Where at my church, there's nothing wrong with my church. It's just everything's different. But you think because you don't get outside your box or your window that everything's the same that is what you see from day to day. So when you get outside your window, and these very moving emotional, time with of baptism and stuff. But to see these kids over here, while music was playing, the kids had their hands up in the air. Some of them hitting their floor. Some of them were hitting the floor, kneeling and praying right there where they're at. I'm talking like kids that's like 8 to 14, 18 years old. I mean, it was just, and it was all at different times. It wasn't like they were sitting there watching each other and three of them hit the same, at the same time. But to see that they're still like getting out of that and seeing that, I was like, okay, so maybe they are still hope that we're not going in the wrong direction. Yeah. But seeing the young folk like stepping up and trying to make something happen, like that guy,
and at that drug coalition thing, what he's doing is he's mentoring junior and senior high school students to two different ways. One part of it was mental, as far as like freshmen coming in, not to be hard on them and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They need as good of a shot as anybody gets, and mm-hmm. And then the other parts, drugs and things like that, and staying away from all of that. But I'm a firm believer in, there is a lot of good in this world.
Yeah, there are.
A lot of good. Mm-hmm. We just see so much bad, and it's just shoved in your face to, try to turn everybody. So mm-hmm. I feel like, that sometimes overshadows everything. But you see good things, and it gives you hope, and it makes you think back like, maybe everything's not as bad as you think it is. I mean, just like, everybody used to say, you could cut a deal on a handshake, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A handshake meant something. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, or a man's word meant something. I gave away a couple of weeks ago at work about $300 worth of work. A guy couldn't afford an entire bill when I went to tell him about it. And we were fixing to have a snow. We ended up getting 6 to 10 inches in different places. But this guy in particular is on Social Security. He's living out of his car. There was no doubt about it. You didn't have to tell you to know it. But his car was basically his shelter, mm-hmm. and the bill was more than he could afford. And I literally was going to ask him if he could afford half of it. I would allow him to come back and pay the other half when he could afford it, knowing good and well that I may have to just pay it if he don't show back up. But I would rather have to pay, $400 than know that I read about this dude on the news that died in his car freezing.
Oh, yeah, right. Uh-huh.
I would rather have paid that than read that. So I was okay with it either way. But he walked back in yesterday. So since then, unfortunate thing happened where the vehicle was towed back in. We actually paid the tow bill for him because he couldn't afford that. And it was for a totally different situation. But the transmission actually went out on it. So you ain't going to spend that kind of money to fix it. Plus we don't do that. But the guy actually got a ride and came back into work yesterday and paid the other half. Just awesome. On a word.
Yeah, there you go. There's still hope out there.
Your word still means something sometimes. Mm-hmm. A handshake may still mean something. Mm-hmm. And there are younger generations of people who still want to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. I think because of teachers, government, social media, mm-hmm. you name it, all of these things that have, like you said, crammed college down our throats. Mm. Luckily, there are some of us that have not listened to that.
Yeah,
or really, it's probably because we didn't have the work ethic to do schoolwork. Really,
yeah.
And that's what mine was. I mean,
us, the few that I mentioned, like we were not technically, we was not built to be in a school another. We're hands-on. I mean, everything we do is hands-on. Yeah. All the guys I mentioned is hands-on. Everything's hands-on.
Yeah.
So, going back to that, the teachers, I just see these guys now. They come in my store, and I see them, and I'm like, man. Just hearing what the teacher said to them and stuff. no encouragement, no nothing. Don't even know the kid's story, and then they're going to sit there and cram that crap at them, And he walks in my store and he's got a $90,000 truck. He's got his own business. He's got 2 businesses now that I'm assuming. Cody does.
He quit one to do the other.
Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah. Well, anyways, that's great.
But he's always got that to fall back on if he needs to.
Absolutely, no.
So,
but there again, it's hard work. It's rough work doing either one of those.
Either one.
And then you got Michael doing his own thing. I remember him being really hard on Michael. I mean, very
who?
Miller.
Oh, yeah. He moved telco.
Yeah.
But
He comes by the store some, still.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember him being really hard on him. So I just say that I'm not against college, but do you believe, like, if you think about it right now, we possibly could have just been done paying our student loans off? I mean, does that not blow your mind? We've been out of school for almost 20 years.
I'll tell you, I ain't got no student loans I'm paying, but so I broke my shoulder last year. My wife had a gallbladder surgery. Between that and kids being in and out of the doctor and whatever else, I spent $9,000, almost $10,000 last year on doctor bills with health insurance.
Golly. Whew.
That's half the freaking building I'm trying to get right now. I'm like, golly. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And what do I have to show for it?
Yeah.
She don't have a gallbladder. She had something taken away from her. And my shoulder still hurts. I mean, but whatever. It ended up healing on its friggin' own.
Well,
but still.
The whole reason is that I even mentioned something about those guys and us, that we didn't go to college, because we did start early with life. I did, but I don't know what is up with this generation now, because the generation, like I said, they're still good. That dude that you hired, that's great.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot more. For some reason, there's a lot more worse than they are good.
He's going to college too. I didn't even say that.
Yeah.
He does online stuff.
So, but there's a lot worse than they are good, because these kids that are still staying at mom and dad's until they're, I mean, my thought was when I was in high school, how fast I could get out of my mom and daddy's house.
Well, mine wasn't. Mine was, I've got to be ready because they're going to throw me out.
Well, okay,
even though I don't know if they would have done that or not.
Right. Well,
I had the fear of they could.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I got to be able to do
I didn't
something.
think mom and dad was going to throw me out, but I didn't like. I won't say that, but I did. Well, yeah, I didn't like living under my mom and dad. When I turned 18, I wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah.
So, saying that, as soon as I got out of high school, bought my house. It was an unfinished home. Bought it, but I don't know where that drive has left this younger generation to where they want to live with mom and dad until they're 30 years old.
They baby them too much. That's all it is.
Well,
you don't want to be around somebody that's hard on you. You want to be around somebody that's going to baby and give you stuff.
But I don't. Even that generation. Even so, we're talking about. Okay, somebody who's 20 years old, and we're pushing 40 now.
Say it. That's fine.
40. We're pushing 40 now. But I'm just saying, our generation was not like that. So where did it fall off at that our age people that are having kids that might be 16, 18 years old, because we have a few that are pushing, that had kids when they were 20 years, or right out of high school.
Yeah, or
during high school. But even before then, where does that at to where these 40 and 50-year-old moms and dads ain't saying, get out of my house? And where did that miss? How did we miss that somewhere? Mm-hmm. And I get it, like, if because everybody be like, oh, yeah, well, if it was your kid, yes, I would help my kid. Absolutely. But you ain't going to sit there for 5 years and act like you ain't going to do nothing or try to do something. You know what I mean? I'm going to help you.
There ain't no. That's more than that. 30 years old, you're 18. That's 12 years.
I'm just saying. I'm not even that. I'm just saying, like, even if they're 24 or 25, you're going to help your kid to get to that point to where they need to be.
Well, there's a difference between helping and enabling.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
that's
where the line gets drawn that people cross, and then the next thing you know,
I'm just thinking
you're
like
doing things that ain't helping them.
40
no more.
to 60-year-old parents that I mean, they wanted to get out of the house when they're at their age. I'm assuming.
I guess they did. Yeah. Well, it's harder than it ever was, though.
I know that.
That's part of it. I'm sure.
I know that, but I could even think, even on I'm going to say if you budget your money on and not a very frivolous lifestyle. If you budget your money, you're going to you could live on a $38,000 to $40,000 salary.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to get on these kids' side for just a second here.
Okay, go ahead.
Just a second.
Go ahead, get on that kid's side.
Because I'm going to tell you what I would do here.
Okay.
Because there's no way in the world that I'm going to try to move out of my mom and dad's house right after I turn 18. Mm-hmm. When if I had a job that paid me good enough that was like $1,500, I could make like $1,500 every 2 weeks. That's $3,000 a month, and it's going to cost me $2,000 to rent a freaking apartment.
Okay, there you go.
And then I don't have a car, or I can't afford a car payment and insurance and utility. What are you going to do? You want to move out to move back in?
2,000 is a little exaggerated. 2,000 is.
They're out there.
2,000 are, but so is 850.
Where?
You can go any county right now, and I guarantee you can get you may have to room with somebody.
Well, yeah, there's an option.
I'm just saying, but if you want to get out and do it, you can get out.
I'm saying costing.
You don't even have to room with somebody. You can get an apartment for $900. You can do it any county surrounding our county. I guarantee you can get an apartment for that price. Guaranteed. It may not be the best apartment, but I'm just saying. So
would that be the best thing for you?
Well, it's better than mom and dad's. I don't care.
I ain't getting an apartment on freaking Cherry Street for $900.
Cherry Street.
I'm telling you.
You could go right. You could leave here and go into Madisonville.
You'd have to split it. That's all there is to it. I'm telling you right now.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I could budget $40,000 if I was by myself. I could budget myself $40,000, and I could make it happen. I guarantee. Am
I exaggerating? But you're not 18 years old, though. That's what I'm telling you. They ain't got the same mindset you do, or the discipline, or anything else.
We did.
No, the money was different then.
How was it any different? I was only making.
Because the housing has went up so much. And the pay has not went up that much.
I wasn't even making. I was making like $2,800. $2,800 a month.
Okay.
That's all I was making.
How much was your house payment? $400 to $600.
$680-something.
There you go.
So that's only $250 more.
If you looked it up,
you can go down here to McDonald's and work for $17 an hour. I've never made $17 an hour in my life.
But they're not going to do that. Yeah, $17 an hour. They'll put you work for 28 hours that week.
I'm just, no, wait. You don't have to go to McDonald's, but you can go somewhere at $17. You can go to the factory.
All I'm saying is I'm not moving out of my mom and dad's house if I've got to pay $2,000 a month and I'm only making $30,000.
Okay, but
I'll wait 2 more years and have me a little nest egg and then do it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, whatever.
I'm not waiting 12 years till I'm 30 to do it. I'll tell you that.
I've heard that so much. To where if you do it right, you can do it. If you budget, you can do it.
Yeah, you can eat ramen noodles and.
But if you don't want to do it, then you're going to live with your mama.
Yeah.
And I still I'm going to encourage you to get out of my house. When my kids get of age, I believe I'm going to be encouraging them to get out of my house and learn a work ethic. I mean, it's just the only way you're going to make it. You can't be living off of government without trying to do something. If you need assistance.
Living off of government? What the heck?
Yeah.
Kids ain't going to be living off of government?
No, I'm not my kids. I'm talking about in general today. Other people.
Are there kids out there that are like 18 years old living off of government? How are they doing that?
Disabilities that or some. I know some kids right now that are very young. That's drawing a social security.
Yeah,
right
but how
now.
long is that going to last? Their whole lives?
Well,
Or till they're 18?
Undoubtedly their whole life if they've got a disability. They're already drawing it at 4
Heck,
years
you might have
old.
a disability where you can't even live on your own. What are you talking about? I'm just saying.
I know that. Well, I'm just saying though. All I'm meaning is where I've missed it somewhere where the family, the mom and dads just aren't encouraging their.
It's harder than it was to move out on your own now and make it on your own than it was when we were 18. That's 100% fact.
Yes, that is 100%
Gas is higher,
fact.
groceries is higher, internet bills are higher, phone bills are
Don't
higher.
have to have internet.
You remember when they used to give? You remember when they used to give?
You don't have to
phone?
have internet.
I get that. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you something right now. Alex is not letting Coop move out of that house without a way to contact her and talk to her. It ain't gonna happen.
Of course.
Okay.
I know that, but
look at how much a phone costs. They used to give him freaking things away to you if you decide to
go
plan.
buy a track phone.
If you decide to plan.
Go buy a track phone.
I don't know what that is.
A track phone.
I don't know what it is.
$24.99 a month. You can get some minutes on that joker.
Like a burner phone? Does it have anything
got-
on it?
you
Way
got
to
a burner
track you?
phone.
Does it have a way to track you?
Well, of course it does. Every cell phone's got a way to track you.
Okay.
I just
don't know.
I just cannot get on board with that. I cannot. I don't go. Okay, but you have to be motivated. You have to be.
sure.
You have to be motivated. But I don't. Where was it though? Okay. Take this.
You're asking the question.
No. Take this. Wait just a minute. Why, at 20 or 18 years old, what has changed besides the cost of everything? What has changed between me and you at 18 and these people now at 18? I feel like a lot of it is the technology that's in front of you.
100%.
The technology that's in front of you, the phone that you have in your hand, the being able to see anything you want to see right there on that phone or on that computer or on your phone. You get all your gratification, any sort of satisfaction that you want, you can get from your cell phone or your, say, anything. But for us, I just don't know where an 18 to 20-year-old don't want to be like, I've got to change something, I don't know. Taking the money out of the scenario.
You asked what's changed.
Why does kids not want to try to get out of there and do that? Besides the money, I get that. But they can go out and get a job that pays a whole lot more than we started at $7. I started at $3.50 an hour at Virgil's. You started at $7.
It was $5 something, $5.75.
$5. You can go down here to these factories and make $22. And they're busting at you can just walk right through the door and get a job. So I can't.
Well, you asked what's changed.
What's changed? What has changed? To where
I think that all those kids you're talking about, I don't think they're getting whippings no more.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're not.
Okay. I don't think they're getting whippings
I
anymore.
don't think their mom and dad got whooping either.
That might be right, and I think that makes a difference.
They never had a hickory.
I don't think they're getting told no.
No, well, of course.
I think that makes a difference. Because what happens when you try to hire somebody young and you tell them no?
Oh, I know.
Throwing fits don't work at work.
Oh, I know.
It worked at the house, but that's the way they know how to deal with no.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they go to church anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. That's where I was going with that.
But
earlier.
I think that's your three problems right there.
That's where I was going with that earlier. But see there again, the because I still feel like the whole church thing. There is a movement going on right now to where there's people searching and looking for something
Because there's no freaking hope in the world, and they can see it now.
I know.
So they got to find something with a little bit of inspiration.
But
it took everything getting worse to have a little bit of a turn right there.
I know. Since I know, I just don't. I don't know. I'm just so. That's the only thing that I'd really like, and that worries me a little bit. I'm just like, where do these people not? Where do they? I mean, what do they? Because you got to get started. You got to get started on life, man.
Yeah,
you have to. And today is not like today's not a thing to where you're, a lot of households now are double income. They have to be double income. Okay. To have all the amenities of everybody else. Everybody else has you've got internet, I've got internet, my neighbor's got internet, they've got streaming service, you've got streaming services. Well, you don't have to, everybody says you have to do the double income. I still do not. I can't get on board with that.
I hear you. I know.
I mean, we're talking, I mean, I get it, but I'm still, now, if you are a family I'm a family of 5, you're a family of 4, you technically could probably, I mean, I don't, it's just your living conditions, but I mean, because my cousin always tells me, just basically what you're saying. You can't afford it right now. You can't afford housing. You can't afford insurance. You can't this, and this. You can't do all these things. But
we do.
Well, we do. Well, I mean, yeah, me and you do,
and more.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot more. But I struggle with that, because if you're at 30 years old and you're still living with your mom and dad, and now you're married, and you've got your husband or wife or your kids in there or whatever, like, you really need to,
Yeah, there's a problem.
Yeah, there isn't absolutely a problem, because, and the mom and dad if they have this thing to where they're holding on to their babies, and we don't want to let them go, and that sort of thing, you got to cut that crap out. I mean, it ain't.
There's an answer as to what's wrong. That's probably what everybody's doing.
Golly,
and
you're raising up. You're actually going to raise up, you're going to raise up a failure if you're not careful.
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to raise up a failure. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a fact.
I see you don't hire as much as I do.
No.
Like, you've got your little core group, and that's really all it takes to run. Mm-hmm. I've got several. Mm-hmm. And you know how, like, tire turnover can be. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a hard, dirty, hot job.
Mm-hmm.
Repetitious job that it's hard to do. And not for the best pay in the world. Mm-hmm. So it's hard. So I will run through people. And it's took me several years to find the guys that I have found that's worth spending some money on to keep around. Mm-hmm. Because, my gosh, the workforce is so bad. Mm-hmm. So bad.
It is.
Or needed. I saw where all these dealerships, they're needing I don't know if you know, because you didn't work at a dealer and I didn't work at a dealer, but I've been told this is how it works. If you bring your vehicle into a dealership and there is a problem going on with it that, say, the techs cannot figure out, okay, they're supposed to try this or try that, and then they can get on the phone with the engineers so they can figure out how it works to find the problem. And then if they can't find the problem, the engineers will come out and fix it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, mm-hmm. I seen I think it was a TikTok video or something, where there are no engineers to do that with because they're all in the field now. They're coming into these shops and staying there because they can't find the technicians to fix the cars. Yeah.
Well, okay, so as everybody knows, we used to work on cars, but and you can kind of fill me in if I'm a little wrong on this. Okay. In the automotive industry, I feel like we are going to be like, if some of these younger guys, just like the dude you just hired, if that dude I don't know if that's what he wants to do, for long term, but these guys that are, we've how many times, well, when I worked at the shop, how many times my boss come up and said, this guy's gonna come in here and start taking your money, or trying to, but how many times did that person ever come in and start taking your money? I don't know. I can't name any of them. I can't name any of them. And I was probably told that
Well,
10 times.
Luke would have.
Yeah, Luke would have. Yeah,
Remember Luke?
absolutely.
Luke
yeah, I
would
love
have.
Luke. Yeah, Luke.
Luke would have.
Yeah, Luke would have. And what was the other guy's name that come with Luke? I liked him. Corbin. I liked him.
Yeah, he wasn't there as long though.
No,
and
no,
we had one more from that college that was real good.
But
they were just there temporarily and going back home where
it
they
was
were
just
actually
like
from.
a co-op. It was almost like a co-op.
Yeah,
for
and it was out of a college.
college.
But like those guys had the potential to be able to do
but
it.
these other guys that we had,
They're probably doing it where they used to live.
Yeah, they might
be. Or where they.
I just, if they don't step up, if the younger generation don't step up, or these old, I don't want to go back to wrenching. You don't want to go back to wrenching. But if these dudes don't step up, these dudes that are currently wrenching, Boom, Dustin, these guys, they might be making just as much as a dang doctor, because labor rates keep climbing, parts keep climbing, and to keep him at your store, you're gonna have to pay him some money. I mean, you're gonna have to pay him some money. So if a dude's making, I don't know what the going rate is now, but if you're paying a really good technician $80,000 to $120,000 a year, I don't know if that's the case. I don't have any idea, but if they're making that kind of money, it's going to continue to climb, because these dudes ain't gonna just keep doing it forever.
Yeah.
Either you start paying them really good, or they're going to go find something else to do, because these other jobs that were so bottom of the barrel or wasn't,
They don't seem so bad now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And one thing that maybe the outside world, the automotive, understands or knows this to an extent, but I'll tell you, even the automotive world doesn't know this. Like, the guys in it they won't admit it or just can't see it for themselves. But there's a big difference. You can be a really good mechanic and know how to do a job real well and make good money just doing that. But that doesn't mean you can work on everything, and that doesn't make you a diagnostician.
No, absolutely not.
I mean,
Absolutely
there's a huge difference in what I can do, which is all of your hard part type stuff, but then there's a big difference in some sort of an electrical or drivability issue.
Diagnostic.
Big time difference. And usually this person can dabble a little bit in this, but kind of scratch the surface, and that's really as comfortable as they really are.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's the two big differences right there.
No, I agree with that. Absolutely.
And somewhere sprinkled in that is probably your transmission and your differential type people, that because that takes some experience to know what to do there too. So you've got all of this, you got this, and then kind of this. Then they're all different people. Everybody's got their own skill sets.
Yeah, and with a shop like that we used to work, that I used to work at, I mean, sky's is the limit. If you want to,
the more you can learn, the more money you can make.
Yeah, absolutely. The more field, you can make that 80 to 100,000 if you want to. If you want to do it. But it's not going to be, I don't think it needs to be given to you by no means.
No.
Just because you started,
We all worked for it. Every one of us that you've named or that we've worked with, or anybody that's still there.
Yeah.
Whether it be maybe somebody's worked harder than somebody else, but regardless, me, you, Boom, Dustin, Brody, all of us have worked for it and been dedicated and worked a long time and loyal when we were there. So,
oh yeah. Well,
but the generation don't see that. They don't. They don't.
I
They don't see it. They don't
want
understand
that
it. They don't know it.
They want that instant gratification.
Yeah.
Whether it's the instant gratification on their phone, that's what's kind of ruined it all. They want that immediate, fix. Oh well, I can walk into this shop and I can make $65,000 a year. No, you ain't. It ain't gonna happen. You can't walk into a shop unless you're good.
Unless you have experience, basically.
Yeah.
Because just because you've been shown how to do it, don't mean you can do it.
But anyways, I don't know. That's a little bit of a around a couple little topics there.
And I'm sure whatever it is anybody's watching does, you all probably got similar type situations that you can relate to on this. But all we know is automotive.
Yeah. But I don't know the whole this. Like you said though, they need to. This younger generation needs to, I think they need to try a little harder. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not. I mean,
For sure.
you worked really hard. I've worked really hard. I just think they really need to push a little, just a little bit harder would go a long way.
The work ethic's pretty poor, and I think all it would take is a little bit for them to see how much it makes a difference, and then it would change things too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I'm up for helping you and trying to make you what you might want to try to become or be, But you gotta want it.
I tell you what, we're not going to change the world tonight. So.
No, well, I guess not.
Guys, thanks for hanging out on the second floor with us again. Please like, share, subscribe. We appreciate everything and everybody watching. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.
Monday, guys. Tune back in with us. See y'all.